is the hottest place in Spain. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Hi everyone. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's schwitziest music nerd. And it's time for a really quick video where I give you an update on my second day in Barcelona, Primavera Sound. Having a lot of fun here. As you guys remember from my last video, saw quite a few shows yesterday. Didn't see as many musical performances. Actually, I did see as many musical performances today. But I guess I didn't see as many ones that I caught footage of because I was kind of far away. This is the second day of the festival, I believe. It's, pretty much the weekend now, so a lot more people were down there. And of course, in response to that, Primavera whipped out some of their biggest acts today. So earlier this afternoon, I went down to these two larger stages, I believe the Primavera stage and the Heineken stage, because I wanted to see Patti Smith and her band play Horses from front to back. And I actually ended up running into Julian Casablancas and the Voids. I saw them from very far away, and the performance was not really that good. This was not that good. The harder rocking tracks were great, but when it came to the slower, more experimental ballads, the live performance really didn't do it justice, especially a track like Human Sadness, which, again, didn't go over too well in the live setting. I just kind of headed in the other direction and waited for Patti Smith to play. I didn't get as close to the stage as I would have wanted. Still sweating, but I was close enough to, just get a little bit of video and experience the concert without feeling like I was too distant from it to kind of see what was going on and hear the music properly. And it was freaking amazing. It was one of the most amazing concerts, one of the most amazing musical performances I've ever seen. Not only did Patti Smith and her band just not miss a beat when it came to Horses, musically, lyrically, emotionally, but, it seemed like Patti was really just kind of just... It seemed like she was just experiencing these songs in a really strong emotional way, as if she had just written them. Not like, the songs are decades old or anything like that. It still seemed like, these tracks for her still carried a lot of emotional significance and power, and that definitely came through in the performance. I got choked up at the start. I got choked up on the last song, and then they finished off the whole set with the track Rock and Roll. Not gonna say it. Oh, that's gonna make so many people mad. As she was kind of going into the story behind some of these songs, she just came off so mild-mannered and humble and sweet and embracing. But once the songs actually started, she was just a fucking tornado on the stage. I wish things could have just been a little more punk, Patti, whenever she would kick over the mic stand, somebody would quickly fly from behind the curtains and stand it back up, as if the mic stand just can't sit there. I understand it's festival or somebody's property. Nobody wants it broken, but, still. It's Patti Smith, and then toward the end of the set, she was handed this guitar off stage, and she said, "This is the greatest weapon of my generation," and then she proceeded to play it, and there was definitely like some malfunctioning stuff going on, like the knobs needed to be turned, and like it was a while before she was actually getting some decent sound out of the guitar, and then she was just ripping it to shreds and breaking the strings. It was a crazy performance, and again, like I said, during the final moments, I cried like a big baby. The first two times I got choked up, I was fighting it back. I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. And then during the end, it was just like... So I went from there to sort of the main area of the festival where most of the stages are sort of oriented, the Ray-Ban stage and the ATP stage, where Belle and Sebastian were playing. I stuck around for a little bit, though they were playing a lot of material from the new record. As you know, not really a huge fan of the new record, but man, they had one of the largest and one of the most hyped crowds there for that. People in Europe go crazy for Belle and Sebastian, and I understand, hometown advantage. It's totally cool. But it was, great to at least see people were really vibing with the record, though I didn't really like the new LP. Belle and Sebastian are a fantastic band, in my opinion, an institution that I would hate to see, go away due to lack of interest. But that was definitely not within the realm of possibility at this festival, because there were thousands and thousands of people watching this live performance, and many of whom knew all the words to the new record. And several performances in, several songs in, rather, I decided that I kind of wanted to, go grab something to eat. I sort of looked around. It was just people in all directions. Like, there was no way out. And I was just like, oh, I'm in for the long haul here. And, I did manage to make my way out for a minute, and I came back before the set was over, and, I was eating, and then the set finished, and the crowd kind of dispersed, and Run the Jewels played right after. And, which is really why I was there. I wanted to catch a little bit of Belle and Sebastian, kind of see how the live set was. And, they were there with strings, keys, just the whole nine. It's great that Primavera is able to kind of allow these artists to come over and kind of spring on, large, elaborate instrumental setups, instead of kind of, coming over to another country and maybe having to skimp on a few things because of budgetary issues. It seems like, in terms of setup and presentation, pretty much every artist I've seen thus far has been bringing heat in terms of instruments, amp quality, string sections, background singers. So, you definitely get bang for your buck at this festival in terms of, the stuff people are providing, artists are providing, the artists that you do get to see, because again, there were some, schedule clashes for me today. Really wanted to see Ariel Pink, but I kind of stuck with Run the Jewels. And I'm glad I did, because I was down in front for Run the Jewels. I was just front freaking row, hanging over, the metal barrier between everybody and the stage. And the beats were killer. The performance was great. Killer Mike, LP, fantastic level of energy. And maybe 3 or 4 songs in, Killer Mike is like, yo, is that the needle drop in the front row? I think I see the needle drop there. He rated Run the Jewels high. And, I jokingly just went this back, and he says, oh, and he just flipped me off. It was insane. It was crazy. It was, that was the craziest thing ever. Thank you, Killer Mike. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, Based Mike. After a live performance and an experience, and I guess a live shout out that could not have been topped, I decided to just call it a night, come back here. And so now I'm just kind of mentally working my way through the day between, sort of getting a shout out from Killer Mike and, crying like a little baby to Patti Smith. That's it. Anthony Fantano, Second Day, Primavera Sound, You're the Best, Spain, Barcelona, fantastic, beautiful, forever.